Fishy's absolute legend, Justin from Vloggi.
Thank you. I'm a legend, apparently. Means I've been around too long. Various people have seen various versions of this pitch over various years, the last 2 years. But essentially, look, Vloggi is the easiest tool to collect video at massive scale. And before I go on, I'm going to try and get you to get into the pain. Imagine if any WhatsApp group you had, if you tried to combine videos from that, how would you go about it? Just think. You'd have to get someone to send them to you, download them, reformat them, put them in. Now, for businesses, this problem is magnified enormously because basically there's a 500-fold increase in the amount of video that's going to be produced over the next decade. And businesses need video from their customers, from their colleagues, and from their community. And at the moment, there's not very many ways of doing it. They either have to repurpose social media, which is painful and expensive, they have to manage all the content, and the most painful thing at all is actually managing the rights to use that content. So this is where we come in. We make it very easy to collect video. Businesses basically create customizable links. They can add branding, custom questions, add incentives. But then crucially, we make it very easy for businesses to actually use that content in a whole series of collections. All the consent for reuse is granted at time of upload, organized into collections, tagged, curated and moderated by teams. So you end up with a beautiful library at massive scale. We have hundreds of customers using us already. Hamilton the Musical, they came to us, they said this was the only solution they found that does what they needed. Previously they had to do it all through YouTube links, then downloading illegally. We saved them $10,000. Avon in Italy, 700 delegates at a conference in Italy, all contributed from home. MYOB is our first corporate tier customer. They're using us for internal communications, replacing Zoom meetings, replacing Zoom fatigue with stand-ups that they record at home and upload. Look, it's a massive market. It's growing 14% year on year. This is a market called asynchronous video messaging. Really, its uses are external communication, as you've seen marketing, internal communications like the MYOB, community engagement like the Hamilton. It's 50 billion market globally, 50 billion, sorry, and growing 14% year on year. Straightforward business model. It's a software service, software as a service, B2B. This is where we're really interested now. This kind of does its own thing through marketing. And this is where we're really concentrating now on the corporate. We've had inquiries for 7,000 licenses, which we don't know quite how we're going to do. What sets us apart is algorithmic assembly of video, real full automation using data, which we're developing in partnership with UTS, which is news tonight. Also, we're deploying it into key niches through an API version. SEMrush is one version, so this is in the digital marketing space. We need $3 million, most of it in sales and marketing, some in R&D. How are we going to get that $3 million in 2 tranches? A safe note, that was $1 million, but we've raised the money, so we've got 800 left to go in a safe note from angels, and then $2 million from VCs. Who, when I say we, normally they'd be in this room, but they've all got better stuff to do tonight. Most fishies would know Jeremy and Taryn and Nivi. So really, why would you invest in us? Be the first mover in a brand new sector. Very, very scalable, very low cost of operation. Global TAM of 50 billion. We have an amazing team, very stable tech. 30 seconds left.
Well done. That was very impressive. Talking about globally scalable and what the next stage for the business looks like. To you, what does your ideal investor look like?
Ideal investor is someone in the media space, or at least knows the market. We actually got approached today by the News Corp scale-up team, which I think actually someone's here. But that's kind of, it sort of makes sense. We've had discussions with Fremantle Media as well. People who really know that in a decade's time, 500 times more video, what does that mean? It means that everything that you currently see in text will be video. And how you can do that, you can only do that if you can solve that problem of getting the footage at massive scale. All the rest can be automated. We're developing the automation tools with UTS. All of that can be done algorithmically, programmatically, if you get enough footage at the beginning. That's the real bottleneck. And basically, when I talk to investors, they either understand that and understand that as a real problem, or they don't. And if they don't understand that, we kind of lose them. So we tend to find in the US, people are already talking about this problem. In Australia, tends to follow behind, so people don't necessarily understand that problem yet in Australia.
Lovely, and I think about what Canva did with graphic design, democratizing that and working on the dissemination of those materials. Is your proprietary kind of AI-driven aggregation of video comparable to what they've done with standard graphic design and then your engine for sharing the video? So is Canva a great index for you, or are they a competitor, or how do you think about them?
They're not a competitor, actually. We got turned down for StartMate. We got down to the last 10 in StartMate, and then we got turned down because Blackbird Ventures basically said, no, we're not having anyone who competes with Canva. And we're like, oh, we don't really see ourselves as competing with Canva. In that we at the base of the algorithmic assembly, there are templates, there are visual templates. That's about the only crossover we have with Canva. Really, it's about rules-based. So, for example, using AI, you can get a whole lot of data. There's about 32 data points already in an iPhone video. There's about 31 in an Android one. All those points can be used to say the color density and, I mean, location's easy, what's on there, and then you can start grouping them together. But what's really interesting in a workflow example is if you can build templates that actually require certain things. So we used to be focused on the tourism industry, we're not anymore, but in that industry, a hotel review, you would say, oh, this is only complete if you have a video of the hotel lobby, of the pool, of the breakfast, and of this. So once it goes tick, 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 then it can assemble a video from multiple different sources into one cohesive review.
Thank you. I did want to ask about the algorithm. I was interested to see to what extent it is able to serve the production needs, or whether you do have people come in and make those edits. I like the example with MyOb for that internal communications. I'm wondering, is this a similar technology that can be used for external comms and sort of more highly produced videos that they want to make?
Yeah, so the real opportunity you would think is marketing, and we thought that as well. But actually, because marketing, they really want to control the end video, they found actually when marketing companies use us, and they do, but they tend to download the videos and then they do their own edit. And actually that's what we realize is, yes, there is a need for that, but what we are about is volume. So actually, if you can set the rules, and if you can have a video that looks kind of 95% good, so actually the Maya one was done in our system, the Avon one they did externally, and did I show Jax, or did I show, who did I also show? Hamilton, they did externally. So those are examples of that sort of mix. We have a lot of people in lobbying, so 75% of our customers currently are in the US, a lot in the lobbying space, so we have a Democrat-aligned lobby group, and they only use our automation tools. And then we have another group that downloads them. So it's kind of, as people get used to automation, they will use that more. That's kind of our secret sauce, and we built that. But we kind of went to market with that before people knew they needed that. And really what everybody needs is that mass collection.
Fantastic, thank you.
Alrighty, so we are done for all our pitches. Can I get another huge round of applause for everybody? Because, guys, who's a founder here? Hands up if you're a founder. It's not easy, right? It is not easy to get to this stage and present to everybody. So really, guys, well